Jeez. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for actually spending your time, taking your precious time and coming to spend it with me. I'm Great Ashton, and well, this is my process. So I'm starting this series of, documenting my journey. I did a previous video where I actually I was so overwhelmed and I was so stressed out, and I had to just offload, what was going on in my life. And the period where I'm figuring everything out, I just started a new career, which is copywriting. Though I have a rich background in music, of which, okay, that might not have worked out to the point where I thought I could have been in with music right now, but that was worth a while. No two ways about it. I know, there are other projects that I could have got on, and some of the artists that I worked on or worked with, the national, the international, and all that kind of stuff, which is pretty much interesting. It's a story for another day. But right now, I just want to document my journey in copywriting, brand strategy, and the whole dilemma of what's going on in business. Because most of the times, I don't know, I'm just this person. I haven't been focused, I haven't been consistent. I just find myself in these situations. So I started saying you know what, it would be a nice thing to document this entire journey. So what I have with me here is actually a list of things, just bullets to actually go through, what I would actually want to reflect on what's going on and what have you. So this video is going to be about what am I struggling with, what am I working on, and what am I building, and where am I at right now, and where am I going. So where I'm going, actually, we're going to start there, because if you don't start with where you're going, you won't be able to understand, okay, what are you doing and what do you need to do and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to start with the road to 10K, the road to 10K per month. Although I'm actually I started this entire journey, especially the copywriting journey, it's actually a 3-month-old journey. Learn about it, doing something within it, and the second month I got my first client, which was pretty much impressive to me because I had never gotten something that paid me $1,000 US. That was just shock. So this series of videos, the first thing, I got mad love for my kids, and I feel the best way for me to teach my kids is for them to see okay, what's going on with dad, what was going on with in his life, for me to document that. So whenever they go through their lives, they know there was some points in my life that I was stuck, and they will know how to unstuck themselves. But the whole purpose of these series of videos is actually for me to document for my kids, my grandkids. I just want them to know that granddad was a G, came out the mud, and because it was really hectic, especially for my journey, trying to make something work with the least amount of resources. On top of that, being in rural South Africa, it's not the easiest thing to do. I don't care what anybody has to say, but it's not the easiest to do, but it is doable. That's that. So the third thing is actually creating a community. I plan to create a community where I help others do and walk the same path that I walked in. So basically doing this, having it documented, see what I was struggling with, seeing where I was going and how I made it, just the whole thing, the people that I'm collaborating with, just having on a daily basis, just something, just jotting something down, just figuring out, okay, who was I talking to, what were we talking about, what project am I on, and all that kind of stuff. I just kind of feel it's kind of interesting, you know what I mean? The fourth reason is actually accountability. I want to be able to actually see what I need to do in the future, what I'm saying, for instance, making 10K a month. That sounds interesting, but if I don't have it documented, and I don't have it, especially how I'm planning on building this business, building it online, I have people holding me accountable, because if I don't show up with results, that's a different story altogether. The fifth thing is actually for me to be focused and consistent, because I would actually look back into the video and say okay, what did I speak about? If there are changes that I need to make, if there is things that I need to do that I didn't do that I actually because I'm going to be doing these videos in the morning and in the evening. So I'll just see I'll do a just do a video recording of what I need to do for the day. I'm not going to do like the entire list of the things that I need to do, but I'm just going to hand pick at least about 3 to 5 tasks, major tasks that are going to move the needle forward, and actually like follow up with those, make sure that I fulfill them or whatever the case is. Then I could move my business forward and all that kind of stuff. Sixth reason why I'm actually doing this is so I could figure things out. I just want to figure things out. I want to figure myself out. I want to see what do I think. I want to see, like maybe sometime later in life, I would actually want to look back and say like, okay, what was I thinking when I was 33 years old? Because I'm 33 this year. And I would actually want to look back and just see, like, okay, what was I trying to figure out? Have I gotten that thing done? Like in what period, like how long did it take me and all that kind of stuff. So if I plan on getting and like making myself better. I plan on doing certain things better, but me following up with that is always like going to be tied to looking back at where I'm coming from, how I was doing things. If I have to do something better, then I would actually like applaud that. The seventh reason is actually to pave my ways. Like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna like be serious with YouTube, but if I'm gonna be serious with YouTube, it's gonna be something like this, where I just like reflect, I just like document, I just like, if it's gonna change, I don't know. If this is not even part of my plans, but like the community is my bigger plan. Like I would actually want to have people help them grow, but just following the same steps that I've been going through. And also for the people that I'm going to be working with, it's like, okay, these are the things that I believe in, because all of that is what I'm going to document in the entire these series of videos where I'm documenting my journey and stuff like that. If it ever ends up on YouTube, that's a different case, but like, yeah, that's whatever it is. So what am I struggling with? This is where we get deep, like no tweets about it. I've been finding it hard to focus. I haven't been consistent delivering results, especially with my current client. I feel like there's just been like a lot of things, because I jumped into a lot of things, offering a lot of things, because I read Alex Moses' book when it speaks about like there's a lot of things that he speaks about, but some of the things that I could get is, like doing this whole offer thing, like an offer that someone cannot resist. They'll feel stupid to say no, that kind of a thing. I did that, started doing a whole lot of things, but which I find brilliant, because when you are looking for your first client, you don't want to be picky. You really want to exhaust the client with a lot of like services or things that you can do for them, like, which I found pretty much exhausting, but at the same time it opens your eye to other verticals that you were not aware of. And I'm so grateful, like I'm literally grateful for that. Having that client alone just lights up my world, in a sense that I hope you would understand by going through this whole thing. Last month and all that kind of stuff, I've been hands-on, like in different areas of the business, and trying to like just make everything work, just trying to make everything better and all that kind of stuff, which got me like this immense amount of experience, like the biggest amount of experience that I've ever gotten, even if I have been like doing this agency thing, bouncing off from this company to that company, this friend of mine to that friend of mine, people that were consistent, people that were focused, and people that were not focused. Especially my last friend was not focused at all. So I had to leave that. So yeah, so like now let's jump on like, what am I working on? I'm working on building a personal branding agency that would do 10K a month, but I'm giving myself a period of 3 months. I'm just being graceful with myself. I'm not even gonna try to push myself that hard. And our first month is actually going to be December. So January, February, that's when I'm looking at hitting this goal and all that kind of jazz. Like basically, this personal branding agency is based on my core skill, which is copywriting and all that. So yeah, I am also doing sales, learning, growing in sales and all that kind of stuff, because I felt like for me to be able to build and meet up with this goal, I have to learn sales. Sales is the important skill. I feel like man, there's a lot of people that talk about sales. I'm not even gonna start like name dropping or whatever the case is, but like there's just like something beautiful about sales. Like imagine being at a position where you could communicate your thoughts properly. Like you could communicate your idea properly. I feel like there's something like worth trying, the skill out. Imagine just being able to communicate, just being able to, like provide value. I feel like sales, there's nothing that beats sales when it comes to skills. Because when I found out copywriting, I feel like, oh, this is the holy grail of skills. But learning and understanding sales, of which I'm gonna name drop actually, because I've been learning sales from a lot of people, but there's one person that has been defining sales in the ways that I understand. Paul Daly, like, dude is actually like, I don't know if whatever he teaches is just digestible, or I just resonate with him because he's Christian, because I'm so big into the kingdom businesses. I'm so big into the like faith business whole thing, because I'm a Christian, right down Christian. Like maybe not, that's the reason why I resonate with him. So that's that. So like moving on, also other things that I'm doing within sales, like before we move on, like there's an agency that I'm actually like to grow helping to convert clients, and it's an agency in Pakistan. And when I found out these guys, like networking has been a game changer for me in terms of like growing, in terms of like getting clients and all that. I don't know who I learned this from, but how I got my first client, it was pretty much like interesting, like a story for another day, but it was pretty much interesting. Even when I found out about this particular agency, it was through networking. I was on LinkedIn, we're talking, like the whole DM thing, like we're DMing. I actually got something called smart money. Like I think it's like the acronym is SMS. It's a story for another day though, but it's a smart money system, which is based on the DMs and all that kind of stuff. Like how I use my DMs and how I leverage that to actually, get clients and have network, like create a network that is networking and whatever the case is, which I find pretty much interesting and all that. So the other thing that I'm working on is a book. I'm working on a book because there are a lot of things that I came across, especially when I was trying to figure out myself. Because I've been a person where, yeah, this gets a little bit, yeah, right. I've been this person, like, I'm interested in learning a lot of things, and all the things that I learn, it so happened that I fall in love. Like it's the most beautiful love story that I've ever had, and we all know what comes with love. Love comes with this thing that you close your eye on the other thing, then you open your eye on that particular thing. So when you fall in love in a lot, like in different things, whatever you're growing in that particular time, you close your eye on it, then you open your eye on your newly found love. So I feel like in of itself, like I got confused, sidetracked a lot of times, and all those type of things. And also this book, it is my path from the mindset that I was shifting from, or the mindset that I see a lot of people that are in Africa, that are Africans, like are kept or stuck in, which is the scarcity mindset. And that's the very important part. I think out of everything that I'm doing, if there's something that I am so excited and happy about, is the book that I'm writing, which I haven't got a title as yet. I do believe that I got a title, but I don't know if it's going to be the final title. But yeah, the title is actually like called Solving One Big Problem, because I feel like when you can solve your one big problem, if you can identify it to begin with, that's going to take, like a very open eye. If you can identify your one big problem and just solve that particular problem, all of your problems, they're gonna be solved. Because if you can identify your one problem that would eventually solve all your problems, through the domino effect, I feel like you'll be able to solve many of your problems. So my book is based on solving that one big problem, which starts with the mindset that one has to carry, and how they could throw themselves out there where there's more opportunities, where there's more they're just like more to do and all that kind of stuff. But today I'm just gonna go brief, because this is a video that I'm actually gonna post in my community that I'm building and all that, so people can actually like see, and so they can see like what I'm working on, and they can just have like a close connection, not even a close, like a close, I mean, whatever it is, but something up to that aspect basically. So after the book is also based on me documenting my journey in somewhat way, because it is based on the systems, it's based on the ideas that I'm coming up, it's based on the podcast, is based on, there's just everything else that's happening in my life right now is going to be in the book, but in such a way that everything helps the next person solve their one big problem, which is also helping them find a purpose and all that kind of stuff. So with that being said, the next thing that I'm actually like working on is AI. I'm so fascinated with AI. I won't be like honest when it comes to what I use AI. I use AI for writing, not to write my book. My book I write straight from my thoughts and my experiences, but I use AI to write copy. And like, I find it easy to write, because instead of you typing, you just like programming or like prompt engineering ChatGPT to do the typing for you. Because I don't believe that if you go on ChatGPT and said write me a copy for this and this and that, it's gonna do that, and it's gonna do it well. It's not, ChatGPT is not gonna do like the job well at all. But it is the same thought and the same process that you could have put in your copywriting, that you have learned, all of that, what you learned, that all of the stuff that you have learned in your copywriting, you take all of that and just like chuck into ChatGPT. ChatGPT is just doing the typing, it's just doing the compiling, and just enhancing whatever you have worked on. That's what I use ChatGPT for. And I use ChatGPT to learn, and I use ChatGPT to, currently I'm learning automations, of which like there's a lot of platforms, but I fell in love with one platform, which is make.com. Like, I feel like with my kind of vibe, my kind of like style, and everything else that I believe in and everything else that I like, Make just so happened to suit my style, so I'm sticking to Make. So yeah, there's quite a few things that I'm actually like working on, like creating a course. Everyone has a course, the two ways about it, but I'm creating my course for people that are close to me, so I could have a framework of doing things. A few days back, I was actually helping my girlfriend, right? We're working and I'm trying to like walk her through things. I realized that I was just sporadically doing things, basically. Like, she would ask me that, bruh, like, what are we talking about again? Like, I would jump from one particular topic, then I would jump to another without even me like informing her, like, okay, we're done with this, like, so like let's try something, like we're moving on to something else. So I just saw myself going from one place to another, and because of one reason, I didn't have a framework. To even like walk her through the things that I wanted to walk her through. So like, it just called for my attention to actually build a course or something of that sort, at least a framework, you know what I mean? So like, that's something else that I'm actually like working on when it comes to something like that. I got a goal. I got goals, but I'm not going to dig into that. Thank you for actually like spending your time, like taking your precious time and coming to spend it with me. I'm Great Ashton, and well, this is my process.